Let's explore our Flow Creator UI. Open the Interactive Curve tool. Set the mesh, then choose the Draw tool. Then sculpt it to better fit the shape and placement of the braid. Open the Braid and Curl tool and create a braid. In the strand editor, let's start with the French braid preset. We're going to scale it down a bit, then adjust the tube size and knot frequency. Once the braid is ready, let's jump into the Flow Creator and take a look at how it works. Open the Flow Creator. Select the braid by clicking its layer, then set the mesh. The red Sync Braid button means the braid is out of sync. Right now, we only have the path curve and the geometry. Click Sync Braid button will generate a central curve for each braid strand. These central curves are important for creating the flow curves. One thing to keep in mind is that whenever a braid parameter is changed, you'll need to resync to update the central curves. We can see that after scaling, the central curves no longer follow the braid geometry correctly. Simply resync the braid to update the central curves. For that reason, it's best to lock in the braid shape as much as possible early on, so you can avoid having to resync it repeatedly. If we adjust the braid by moving its path curve, the central curves may no longer line up with the braid geometry as well, so a resync will also be needed. Each tab represents one braid strand. A braid can support up to 6 strands. Since this braid only has 3 strands, only the first 3 tabs are available. Let's create our first flow layer. The flow curve creation is based on what we call peaks. Click Show Peaks to display the peaks on the current strand. These are the turning points detected automatically by the tool. There will always be a peak at 0.01 by default. As you can see, each peak points directly to a turning point along the current strand. Selecting a flow layer will highlight the current peak. This is the point your flow curves will flow into. You can then adjust the slider to offset the merge point, or use the left and right arrows to jump to the previous or next peak. With all the setup in place, let's add our flow curves by clicking the Add button, then simply clicking on the mesh. Repeat the same process for the other strands. Depending on where we place our flow curves, you may sometimes see a sharp turn like this. To fix it, try adjusting the merge point slider and clicking Redraw to offset it slightly. If needed, you can also tweak the flow fall-off ramp to smooth the transition further. These adjustments apply to all curves in the current flow layer, so all of them will use these settings when we click Redraw. Depending on your workflow, you may not always want the curve to remain continuous through the braid. That's where Cut at Merge Point comes in. When this option is enabled and the curves are redrawn, the flow curves will be cut at the merge point. If you turn it off, you'll get the continuous curve back from root to tip. There is also an automatic process to push the root section of the flow curve away from the mesh, and we can control how far it is being pushed. Again, these settings belong to the current flow layer and will be applied to the selected flow curves in that layer when you click Redraw. Instead of creating flow layers and adjusting the merge point one by one, we can use the Automatic Layer Creation button. Set it to the last turning point where you know the hair will flow into the braid, then click Auto Create. The layers will be created automatically, with each merge point placed at the peaks along the strand. For the first layer, since it starts at 0.01, it may end up too close to the second layer. If that happens, simply delete one of them. Then just add flow curves for each layer as you like. As we add these flow curves, we need to stay mindful of how the braid is constructed, leaving enough space for the other strands to fill in later. What if we need to change the position of the braid? For minor changes, we can simply resync the braid to rebuild the central curves first. As you can see, the flow curves may no longer line up with the braid. To fix that, just select all the flow layers on each strand and click Redraw Selected Layers. Once they are all redrawn, we can see the flow curves are now lining up with our braid again. Can we move our flow curves? Yes, we can. Just click the Tweak button to enter Tweak mode. In this mode, you can click on any flow curve and drag it to a new position, and the curve will update accordingly. You can also move multiple flow curves at the same time by holding Shift on the keyboard. And if the flow curve colors are hard to see, you can change them to any color by using the Flow Curve Color Swatch. If you want to do marquee selection, exit the tool by using the W key on your keyboard, select the flow curves, and re-enter the tweak mode by pressing G on your keyboard. And you will be able to move all the selected flow curves together. I am just moving our entire braid a bit to the screen right, updating all flow layers, and using the tweak mode to move the flow curves. When we are done, extract the curves with the flow checkbox selected. These curves can then be further refined and used within your favorite grooming softwares. With this, we now have a tool that helps you handle some of the most troublesome curves when building a braid groom.